on all challenges.
Revelio.
Hey, it's me, Gareth. Do you have a moment?
Hello, Mr. Moon.
Oh, greetings! Any luck removing some more of those demiguise statues?
I actually have some moons for you.
Oh, my mind feels lighter already knowing those statues are gone. I did promise to show you how to improve casting Alohomora once you'd brought me enough moons. With that knowledge, you'll be able to break open even stronger locks. However, we don't yet know who's behind these statues. Still plenty of the foul things lying in wait to torture me. Oh. If you bring me more moons, I'll show you how to cast the most powerful form of Alohomora known to wizard kind. At least known to me. Keep looking for those moons, You'll save my sanity and we may get to the bottom of whoever's behind all of this.
Revelio.
We are fortunate to have a student brave enough to eradicate the demiguise figurine.
Alohomora. Revelio. Revelio.
so much we don't know about beasts. So much to learn.
Excellent work today. Class dismissed. I take it you're ready to learn.
I completed your assignment, Professor. I'm ready to learn Bombarda now.
Good. Now, this spell comes with a caveat. It should only be used when necessary. The exploding charm, as you might suspect, can hurt people. Use caution when casting it.
I will, Professor.
I will hold you to that promise. Now, you must be precise in your wand movements. We don't want you blowing your hand off. Go ahead.
Okay.
Nice and steady wand movements. Remember, the exploding charm is highly volatile.
Bombarda.
Well done. Now, let us put it into practice, shall we? Go ahead and try it. Pumpkins.
Bombarda!
Excellent wand work. Cast the spell just like that every time. Assured and in control.
Professor, might I have a moment?
Yes. What is it?
I was wondering what inspired your interest in magical beasts.
Are you considering some sort of profession in the field?
I haven't decided quite yet, but I do find magical beasts fascinating.
You do seem to engage well with the beasts in class. I believe that when choosing a path, particularly of a scholarly nature, one must take into account both one's enthusiasm for a particular subject, as well as how one may best serve the students to whom one is obligated to both inspire and teach.
Of course, Professor. When did your path become clear?
I recall it quite vividly. It was the summer between my 6th and 7th years. I read in the Prophet about a wizard who'd been selling alchemy eggs and disappeared in the mountains near my home. I knew of the alchemy, of course, from my studies, but they are native to lands east of here, such as India. I wondered if it was possible that an alchemy could be so nearby. Hence, I went to find it.
What type of beast is an alchemy?
It is a spectacular beast. A feathered, winged serpent-like creature that can grow or shrink to fit a particular space. Its eggs are made of pure silver, hence the desire to trade in them.
Seems quite a challenge finding an alchemy in the mountains.
It was. After a few days, during which my parents grew increasingly annoyed at my absence, I found what little remained of the wizard egg trader. He was near a tree hollow. And there, inside, was a nest with 7 silver alchemy eggs.
What did you do with them?
Nothing. Beasts are to be valued for what they can provide for wizard kind. Protective clothing, potion ingredients, even wand cores. Only poachers see the value in ending a beast's life for galleons. I left the eggs alone. I hid. And moments later, the beast flew right over my head. Breathtaking. She then seemed to all but disappear as she shrunk to fit into the hollow.
That sounds incredible.
Indeed. I knew in that moment that I needed to understand all that I could about beasts, and ensure that wizard kind learn to benefit properly from them. Now, I trust that I have answered your question. You would do well to continue your study of beasts, regardless of your chosen path. Beasts and all that they provide will vastly improve your life, and perhaps one day even save it.
I shall remember that, Professor. Thank you.
When you have a moment, please come and talk to Deke.
Hello, Deke. You wanted to talk to me?
Indeed. Deke thought you might want to learn how to build a breeding pen so that you can breed beasts.
That sounds like a very good idea.
Rescuing and breeding beasts go hand in hand. Young beasts are particularly vulnerable to poachers. Breeding beasts here in the room will allow us to keep the younger ones safe.
I see. What do I need to do?
First, bring a pair of beasts to the room. One male, one female. Deke suggests rescuing thestrals, as they're at great risk from poachers. Noble creatures, but their relationship with death gives them a bad reputation. They're prized by poachers for their tail hairs.
I've seen thestrals before, but where would I find a pair of them nearby?
Deke has seen some wild thestrals not too far from the Hogwarts grounds. Then you'll need to purchase a spellcraft for the pen from tomes and scrolls and gather the materials it requires. Once you've rescued the thestrals and you have the spellcraft, you come and find Deke.
Oba. Бля, в пизду.
Is Highwing all right? Natty told me what the two of you did.
Здорово, мать.
Highwing's fine. I'm keeping an eye on her. She's safe, Poppy, I promise.
Good. Whatever the poachers are up to, I want Highwing far from it.
You said you had news about the poachers, and that some of it had to do with me.
It did. I overheard them talking in the Hogshead, and did you know that they have orders from Victor Rookwood to capture you on sight? Does this have anything to do with Rookwood and Harlow coming for you in the Three Broomsticks after the troll attack?
It does, somewhat. But at the moment, I'm more concerned about what else you heard the poachers are up to.
Fair enough. But I hope you'll let me know if I can be of help, especially after what you did for Highwing. Does the name Horntail Hall mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not. Why? What is it?
The poacher's best kept secret, apparently. The name came up twice, but they never went into detail. I also overheard one of them bragging about all the gold they're making, at the expense of innocent creatures, undoubtedly. The poachers spoke of this area, and I thought if we searched around a bit, it might give us clues as to what they're doing. If you ever meet my gran, this trip never happened.
Not to worry, Poppy. If I ever meet your gran, I shall not speak a word of this.
I normally tell her everything. She might be my best friend after Highwing, but she knows how I feel about the poachers. I think she worries I'll do something ill-advised.
Whatever gave her that idea?
This way. A centaur. Tread carefully.
Revelio.
An entire castle to roam, yet you choose to wander here.
Please, we don't want any trouble. We're simply passing through.
Do you take us for fools? That we do not notice more and more of your kind around here, in league with the poachers?
We aren't involved with them. If anything, we want to see them stopped.
I hope for your sake that is true. Our kind is swiftly losing patience with the poachers and those they work with.
He was certainly a charmer.
That could have gone worse. Centaurs aren't exactly fans of wizard kind, and the poachers aren't helping matters.
But why would he think that we had anything to do with poachers?
I did notice the poachers talking with a few villagers in Hogsmeade. I'm not sure why. Perhaps that's why the centaurs are suspicious. That's the third time I've seen a Dugbog behave that violently.
It seems that a lot of beasts have been more aggressive than usual lately.
I've noticed that too. It's almost like there's something in the water. This is odd.
What is it?
Not entirely sure, but look around. If the poachers were here, perhaps we can find out why.
Revelio.
Why wouldn't they take their cages with them when they left? Pelts. Poor beasts. Still smoking. They can't have been gone long. This is goblin metal. Seems out of place in a poacher camp. I should tell Poppy about it.
Anything interesting?
Poachers were here. All sorts of evidence. But I found something else. It's goblin made.
I found goblin armor. Let's keep searching, but carefully. Merlin only knows what's going on here. I don't have a good feeling about this. How do goblin and poacher interests align?
Look, down there.
Definitely poachers. No creatures though. So what are they doing out here?
Let's take a closer look.
They won't be happy to see us. Should we use disillusionment? Or perhaps a less discreet approach?
Hard to say from up here. Let's get a better lay of the land.
Thinking in terms of good and evil merely indicates a limited imagination. It might.
Surprising how many nifflers you can find down there. Mind you, I do have a knack.
What? It seems we may have an intruder.
I'll watch the light go out of your eyes.
Expelliarmus!
You're a bit dodgy with your skills on, sweetheart. Confringa!
Back for more? Not the bright.
Reducto!
Confringa! Expelliarmus!
That's Predator! Not even quite adventuring. Ah! The lamb returns to the wolf. Ah! Back to the dirt, thank you. Ah! Stop sticking around like a mini-me!
Accio! Nintendo! Expelliarmus!
Nothing more than luck! You'll be...
Accio! Expelliarmus! Confringo! Revelio!
Merlin, you'd think they were guarding the Minister for Magic himself. What is going on here?
Only one way to find out.
Accio! Revelio! Reparo. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio.
What in Merlin's name?
Are those dragons?
It's a dragon fighting ring. This is Horntail Hall.
The name makes sense now, and the secrecy.
No wonder the poachers were in Hogsmeade so much. Likely taking bets and spreading the word, given how crowded it is here. How could they possibly enjoy this? The centaurs have every right to be disgusted with wizard kind. There must be more dragons here. The poachers are far too greedy to run a fighting ring with only 2 dragons. We should take advantage of most eyes being in the fight and look around. But be discreet. You especially can't afford to be spotted. That's brilliant.
Don't know what Victor was thinking, striking a bargain for us. No doubt. Revelio. Have you heard from your family? Has either of your brothers come round to our way of thinking? Will they join us?
They say we go too far. The violence isn't going to get us what we want. I say, if every last wizard is run through with a blade, then violence is going to get me precisely what I want.
Sickens me to work alongside any of them. Don't know how Ramrock's stomach's being near Rookwood. Foul beast.
Not much longer now. Soon our necks will be out from under wizarding boots. Wizard kind will pay for what they've done. Nothing to poach in Arrowshire except spiders. Not worth the trouble if you ask me.
Revelio.
I didn't always like a polite battle.
It's Totalis. Revelio.
Did you hear those goblins? Ramrock and the poachers must be working together.
Poppy, something's going on behind you.
What's going on down there? They must have only just captured her. She's putting up quite the fight.
Not a fair one, though. Not with her chained up like that.
Let's even her up, shall we? Look,
Revelio.
it's a dragon egg. Hebridean from the looks of it. We can't leave it here, not with the plans they likely have for it.
Alohomora.
All right, I have the egg.
Ready. The element of surprise will only buy us a few seconds.
Let's make them count.
Careful! Ramrock will want his dragon intact! Don't think you'll get it out of here!
Levioso.
And stupid trick!
Expelliarmus. Confringo.
Why? Burst this out! Not for the necessary!
Go in there!
Accio.
Before you know.
Expelliarmus.
I see you!
Expelliarmus. Defendo.
You're the one we're looking for, and you brought a friend. My life is coming here.
Someone been taken out last week.
Like the potted dragon, do you?
Vegetables in combat. Up for a bit of time, are we?
I'd say a little pruning is in order.
So, the hunt begins.
Dependent. You really think you can make it? Time to teach someone a lesson. You won't regret.
Expelliarmus. Confringo. Places. Incendio. Bombarda. Accio. Confringo. Incendio. Leviosa. Expelliarmus. Accio. Confringo. Incendio. Bombarda. Protego. Expelliarmus.
We don't have time. We need to free her now before more show up.
Accio. Bombarda.
Aim for the ring at the front of her restraint.
Preparo. Wingardium Leviosa. Repulsor. Accio.
This may have been a bad idea.
I suppose we'll find out.
Пиздец. Ну, сваливаем как бы.
This way.
Ух, ёпта, Вингардиум Лавиоса, Макс. Приветики. Волшебная палочка тебе в камеру. Не в очко, в камеру.
That was a Hebridean black.
I'm guessing the egg we have belongs to that dragon.
I
Пососите
don't
теперь.
think she knew they had her egg. She wouldn't have left without it.
What now? She didn't exactly leave us a calling card.
I don't know. Nothing about this day was expected. Not the goblins, and definitely not the fighting.
Как там?
The last thing I planned on was a dragon egg. And the poachers saw us, which cannot be good.
Я нормально. Так. Вот.
Since the dragon we freed flew off,
Нормас
does that mean we get to keep
потихонечку.
the egg?
I'd much rather we have it than the poachers.
Сегодня
At
чисто
least
по
for
домашним
now.
делам так был.
But I don't think we should keep it indefinitely.
Дохуя всего
It'd be
сделал.
hard hiding something like this from Professor Weasley.
Продолжаем,
for long.
короче, становиться волшебниками. Скоро будем Доверчивых домохозяек наебывать. Предсказывать будущее.
Should we expect trouble from the poachers, given the trouble we just caused?
It would be foolish not to expect it. They're not a forgiving lot.
Сам чё как?
I'm sorry to say that you likely have a larger target on your back now because of what we just did.
We aren't helping ourselves standing
Блять,
here.
вот выбор
Let's get to
разговоров.
safety. We can sort this out later.
Вот смысл
You're
от него
right. If there's anything the poachers are good at, it's tracking their
никакого.
prey. And right now we're it. Be careful, won't you? I shall see you back at the castle.
Я зашел, ты ебашишь змея. Думал, все, конец уже. Не. Ты про это, про одноглазого змея? Про чё? Не на тот стрим ты зашел.
It's time you learned the transformation spell. After you've completed the required tasks, which I'm certain will prove useful in finishing your field guide, attend my class to learn the new spell. Afterwards, we will discuss your progress thus far in the term.
А сам ты чё как вообще? Чё ты, где ты? Опа.
Revelio.
Нет, прикинь, короче. Хожу, лутаю тут. В хаты к людям захожу. Вообще пиздец, блядь. Такой беспредел тут творится. Школьник. А я говорил, что школьники это ебаные, блядь, все. Беспредельщики.
Who lived here, I wonder? This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful.
Так, тут что-то dangerous.
Revelio.
А кто орёт? Нормально у тебя все? Бля, короче, я сюда сейчас не буду заходить. Не до этого. Мне еще уроков задали, походу. Да ведь? Да. Йоу. Ну, погнали. Блять, подожди. В подземной гавани. А ну-ка, ну его нахуй, наверное. Какая нахер подземная гавань? Чё вы несете? Во. Чё, как там у тебя? Успехи есть в танчиках? А эту, кстати, шнягу ты начал проходить? Сейчас я хочу одно задание взять там в одном месте. Так, это не здесь. Вон там вот. Просто интересно, что мне там предложат, типа. По-любому, какую-то что-то, где-то хату вскрыть. Где-то сейф вытащить. Просто максимальный криминал. Так, он где-то вот тут был. А, не. Вот он, вот. А, это бабенка вообще.
Going for a swim?
Goodness, no. Though I'm beginning to think I really should learn how to swim. Can't very well be liaison to the mer people if I don't know how to swim.
You're a liaison to the mer people?
Well, not technically, no. At least not yet.
Ща я научу
The
ее
position
плавать.
doesn't
Как
actually
раз там,
exist at the
сколько,
moment,
минус
but I
30.
have a plan to change that. I'm Nerida, by the way. Nerida Roberts. We
Короче,
didn't officially meet, but we dueled in the Cross Swans Club.
бетонные сапоги
Yes,
надеваешь
of
и
course.
бульк.
Good to see you again.
And you.
You seem quite interested in mer people.
I am. And they're as misunderstood and disregarded by wizard kind as goblins and centaurs are. I feel that if goblins and centaurs have liaison officers at the ministry, then the mer people should have one too.
I'm impressed. I think reaching out to the mer people is a grand idea.
Настоящий политик
You
она.
do? Oh, thank you. Of course I haven't exactly done anything just yet. I
Страшный
presented
пиздец,
them with a
конечно.
gift a few weeks ago, and they wanted to leave me one as well, in one of their caves. Reciprocity and an offer to visit. I tried telling them I couldn't swim, but I'm afraid that bit got lost in translation. Mermish really is tricky.
How has wizard
Вот тут
kind fallen
конкретно
short in its
базар
treatment
вокзал.
of mer people?
Под пивко.
Well, we've consistently deemed mer people as being beneath us despite the many similarities between our cultures. One can hardly blame them for declining being status by the ministry years ago. Who are we to classify those of such beauty and intelligence?
Окей.
What do you imagine a liaison to the mer people would do?
Oh, so many things. I want to know everything I can about them.
Короче, эта бабенка
After I've
хочет
mastered
изучить
swimming, I'd perfect my mermish, of
русалок.
course. And I'd share with
Те,
them
кто живет
anything
вот
they wanted
под
to know
водой.
about wizard kind. My hope is that by understanding each other better, both of our societies could grow.
What is it about the mer people that interests you so much?
I can't begin to tell you how brilliant they are. I mean, rumor is that tales about them have infiltrated even the Muggle world. The oldest known mer people, sirens, come from Greece. And of course Scotland has Selkies and Ireland is home to Merrows. I could go on for ages about them. Their glorious underwater communities, domestication of sea life, their art and music. It's a travesty how little is understood about them.
Well, I can swim and could help you if you'd like.
You'd really do that? Oh, thank you! Thank you, thank you! The last thing I want is for them to think I shunned their
Спасибо, в
gift.
карман не положишь, моя
Diplomacy is a
хорошая.
delicate dance. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think you can dive down to their cave from just there in the water. I can't wait to hear about what you find. One day soon, I'll see for myself. I just know it.
Если было море пива, я дельфином стал красивым. Опа, ну-ка. Буль-буль. Галина Бланка. Началось. Так.
Lumos.
Первый пошел.
Incendio. Now then, I'll need you to come with me.
Иди сюда.
Now for the rest of you. Incendio. Lumos.
Ну, кстати, ничего, такая грамотная защита. Ну, только, блин, такую защиту нужно использовать там, где ее не обучатся, ее не изучат. На первом же курсе. Хуят. Блять, мы на самом деле дольше пиздели, чем тут что-то делали.
Lost Wands was so much fun.
Your gift from the mer people was exactly where they said it would be.
Oh, that's wonderful news. I was so worried I'd left it too long and they'd seen it as a slight. Our relationship with them is already so tenuous.
And I'm glad we helped to foster some healthy diplomatic relations.
Merlin's beard. It's marvelous. I'm going to show it to everyone, including the ministry. Should I hand deliver it or send by owl? Thank you again so much. You may have just helped improve relations between wizard kind and mer people for decades to come. I can't wait to study this.
Да кто там орёт всё? Уи. О, здорово.
You're here. Brilliant. I received your owl. What happened with Ominous?
I told him none of us will be able to avoid dark magic forever. So the more we know about Salazar Slytherin and the dark arts, the better prepared we'll be. Unfortunately, only a Gaunt knows the location of the Scriptorium's entrance, and Ominous won't tell me.
Perhaps I should have a chat with Ominous.
Да надо его запытать нахер.
I suppose it's worth a try. But don't get your hopes up. Ominous is annoyingly stubborn. Nothing new. I know where he is. I'll lead you to him and then leave you to it. Come on. He's this way.
Погнали. Ну давай, шевелись.
Revelio. Keep an eye out. Never know who's watching. Although that hasn't stopped us before.
Strictly speaking, it has. We were caught.
Damned poltergeist. Such a nuisance. There he is. Good luck.
Здорово.
What are you doing here?
Hello, Ominous. Do you have a moment?
What is it? What have you and Sebastian been up to now?
I owe you an apology, Ominous. I wasn't honest with you before about the Undercroft. Sebastian did show it to me. He wanted me to have a safe place to practice some spells, to try and catch up to the other 5th years. He didn't think you'd mind.
I suppose that makes sense. It's just Sebastian's been pestering me lately about something and I'm frustrated with him.
Don't tell me he's still going on about, what was it, a scriptorium?
He told you about that.
He did.
Да
We were
он
talking
всё мне
about Hogwarts
рассказал.
founders and he
Слушал
mentioned
тебя.
it. Wouldn't say much more, though.
Yes, well, he seems to think it contains the answer to saving Anne. I think it's likely full of dark magic that is better left untouched.
Wait, you've never been inside?
Of course not. I only know about it because of my favorite aunt, Noctua. She thought like I do. Didn't agree with the family on the use of dark magic. In fact, she'd hoped to convince my family that there was more to Salazar Slytherin than worshipping pureblood status. She'd heard of this scriptorium and thought its contents might shed some light on him. She even found the secret entrance in this very corridor. She wrote regularly to my father about her efforts to gain access, and then she simply vanished. No one else ever tried to enter.
I'm sorry about your aunt. Don't you want to find out what happened to her?
Aunt Noctua went down this path with good intentions and lost her life. I don't want the same to happen again.
You don't know that history will repeat itself. Besides, you said your aunt thought like you. This could honor her memory. Get you answers about Slytherin and Sebastian answers for Anne. Your aunt pursued this alone. We could do it together.
I see what you've done here, and I confess, you've convinced me. I didn't think it possible. Very well. I shall tell you what I know. Fetch Sebastian, I'll wait. I hope we don't regret this.
Sebastian, over here.
These braziers grant access to the scriptorium.
Incendio, your share? Revelio.
You
wouldn't tell me when I practically begged.
It wasn't you who told me what I needed to hear. Opening the entrance has something to do with threes.
Well, 3 heads are better than 1.
It's 2 heads are better than 1.
Expelliarmus! And by that logic, 3 is better than 2. Simple mathematics, Ominous. Revelio. Remember, 3 braziers are involved.
Someone was actually listening.
I do that. Occasionally.
Confringo!
No.
Revelio. Alohomora.
Один есть.
Revelio.
Да, блядь.
Confringo. Expelliarmus. Defendo. Incendio. Bombarda. Revelio. Confringo. Something's happening. Revelio.
I hope we're ready for this.
Ну, погнали.
Reparo. Revelio. Formed a relief of a person facing a snake.
That must be the voice I hear. The voice is ancient.
You hear a voice?
It started when you repaired that relief. I hear a whisper saying, "Speak to me." I'm a parcel mouth. I can hear and speak to snakes. Nearly all known parcel mouths are descended from Salazar Slytherin.
I'd like to be able to talk to snakes.
You might not want the ability to speak parcel tongue. It's often associated with dark wizards. I haven't spoken it in ages, but I'd wager if I speak it now, the door will open. I'm hoping you're having second thoughts.
Believe me, I am having thoughts, but I'm still convinced we should go ahead.
It's ironic. When I left home, I vowed to leave the dark arts behind, and yet here I am. Stand back.
Да от себя не убежишь, чувак.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Revelio.
It worked! Ominous. You possess a rare ability indeed.
Between the two of you, I'm starting to feel left out.
Between the two of us?
Never mind. There's no clear way forward.
Like a maze. Salazar Slytherin most likely wanted this to be difficult to solve.
Lumos. The door we came from, it closed. And there's more than one gate ahead.
Then look closely at each gate for clues.
World in Game. Вингардиум Лавиосити в камеру. Я, конечно, слышу, что Хогвартс Легаси любители Гарри Поттера, но не сделать анимацию для восстановления картины. Слушай, там, походу, пошло не по плану. Ух ты, ёпта. Она тупо телепортировалась. Да там просто не успели прогрузиться эти картиночки. DiniHuli.
Lumos.
Братан, ты стоишь, ты мне не помогаешь, нихуя, блядь.
The dial requires focus.
Noctua said the same. It may take practice to solve it.
Не пойму, что надо делать. Вот.
Salazar Slytherin didn't make this easy.
Алхаморы нет. Так, Алхамора. Есть. Это же это, которое открывает. Как его, замки? Здесь нету замка. Давай начнем с этого. Здесь есть какой-то этот, блядь. Здесь какой-то вот слизеринский секретик есть. О. Так. Записка есть. Бока. Вингардиум ловился тебе в камеру. Привет.
This journal entry, it mentions getting lost and being unwelcome.
Еще один замок. Короче, мы делаем как? Блять. Раз. Вот так. Попробуй над диском помучиться, что-то должно выйти. Сейчас мы сделаем, подождите, пацаны. Смотри, короче.
Must run in the family.
Look in a mirror, Sebastian.
This is looking rather dire, isn't it?
You sound surprised.
Lumos.
In a maze designed
Revelio.
by Salazar Slytherin.
Lumos.
По-любому где-то есть подсказка. По-любому что-то где-то можно найти. Кловер. Кловер. Вингардиум Левиосити в камеру. Приветствую на стриме. Все волшебники здесь. Бля, короче, я понял. Нижняя шняга. Вот верхняя затерта. На что-то похоже. Сейчас мы найдем. Так, нижняя шняга. Вот такая поебота. Удачи. Спасибо. Попробуй перебирать варианты методом исключения. Подсказка находится в сказке. Да не в сказке, вот она где находится. Подсказка. В какой именно сказке, братан? Так, хоп-хоп. Это типа здесь? Круг змея. Один готов.
Matching the symbols did open it.
Was about to do that myself, but you got to it first.
Следующий. Короче, вот эта нижняя А типа того. И хуй пойми. И вот верхняя шняга. Так, это нашли. Во. Видел, мозги, блин. Делов-то. Ответ в уколем был расположен справа от головоломки. Ну, как тебе сказать? Как они додумались до этого? Ну, для этого нужны мозги. Особые. Так, записка. Я бы, конечно, огоньку бы дал бы тут.
Search each corridor. It may not be obvious which leads where.
Так, окей, почитаем. Хорошо, сейчас пойдем посмотрим, что там в этом входе. Хреново, короче, после ревелио, когда делаешь, там этот... Люмус прекращает, короче, работу. Стоп. Удачи, пока. Да вы заебали, блядь. Подпишитесь, что ли, ебаный в рот. Бомбарда, нахуй, вам въебали. Удачи, пока. Пиздуй, нахуй. Блядь, я в ахуе, конечно. Такие деловые. Если мне после этого после этого испытания дадут смертоносное заклинание, то ну вы поняли, короче. А вода кедравра Убивающее заклинание практически нет защиты. Непростительное заклинание. Так это оно и есть. Ну, как бы, мы сейчас Аваду Кедавра не будем изучать. Сейчас будет по-любому какое-то другое. Авада Кентавр какой-то. Так, стой, подожди. Подожди, мы не видели подсказку. Подожди, ставить. Авада Кедавра изучается в конце игры. Очень жаль, кстати. Так, вот затерта, короче, рыбка и пирамида. Это их запутали, конечно, жестко. Она может убить любого высокоуровневого монстра. Так она любого, в принципе, может убить. Так, рыбка, подожди. Стоп. Во. Адское пламя почти неуправляемый поток огня. Опасен и для нападающего. В смысле подойдет? Ну, если бы оно у меня было, может быть, и подошло бы. Мне ж пофиг, здесь же есть зелье. Его выпиваешь, и тебе пофиг вообще. Защиту дает. Максимум или как-то так. Не, не максимум. Эндурус. Так, ну.
I think we're locked in. Again.
Then Salazar Slytherin is not yet finished with us.
Круцио. О. Ну, это как бы прикольно, конечно, но не прикольно. Все понятно. Я знаю, что сейчас будет. Походу. По идее, машинариум или Neverhood. Видишь джойстик? Это PlayStation 4. А это провод от наушников. Годный головоломки и суперсложные. Я похож на того человека, который любит головоломки. Я больше похож на человека, который любит выпить. Так, короче, сейчас я... Походу нужно будет применить это Круцио на ком-то из вот этих наших бойцов.
Tortured faces on the door and Crucios etched into the stone. My guess is if we cast the Cruciatus curse, the door will open. That's why Noctua died. She had no one to cast the curse on. Ominous has the most experience with this. He should cast it. You seem to be in Ominous's favor. Will you ask him about this?
He does seem a bit cross with you. I'll speak with him.
Good. Work your magic, so to speak. Wish we had some liquid luck.
All of this could have been avoided.
Да давай уже.
Подскип.
Ну, за волшебную палочку можете подписаться, кстати. Шарф Гриффиндора. За Гриффиндор двор. Бомбарда максимум в упор.
Sebastian told me a little of what happened when you were young. Sounds as if you had no choice.
Should have known he would have told you. And one always has a choice.
Так я
I'm as
чё
guilty
ты
as the worst of my family.
тормозишь-то?
Unforgivable curses won't work unless you really
Назад не
mean them.
сдаем, пацаны.
I had to want to cause
Тем
pain,
более он
and
из
that I shall
Слизерина.
never forgive
Там
myself.
вообще не сукуны типа
That
должны быть.
spell's the reason I have no family left. You and Sebastian will need to sort out another solution. If you cast Crucio, you will regret it forever.
Как вы заебали.
What do we do now? Ominous is not going to cast the Cruciatus curse again.
Ridiculous. As if dying in here is a better option than casting a damned spell. It's up to us. I can teach you Crucio, or I can cast it on
Давай,
you.
давай, научи меня.
You didn't say you knew how to cast Crucio.
Because I'm not sure I do. Ominous knows that, yet he's left us no choice. I don't yearn to follow in Noctua footsteps.
Давай, моя
I think I
палочка
can cast
готова.
this if I have to.
Сейчас мы газовать будем. Давай, я тебя замучу, мразь такая.
Very well, if that's what you want. To perform the spell, raise your wand, point it at me, and firmly declare Crucio. Hold on as long as you can.
О, сейчас мы тебя басым, конечно. Круцо, круцо. Блядь. Все. Все, пацаны.
I'm ready.
Are you all right?
That pain. I would have done anything to make it stop.
Revelio.
But I'll survive.
Он даже не закричал, так он там корчился.
We made it. We found Salazar Slytherin's scriptorium.
I can't believe we're here.
Ох, нам по-любому не дадут.
Sebastian, Ominous. There's a book just here.
Сразу все изучить все
You
заклинания.
two go ahead. Let me know what's in it. I'll wander around.
По-любому будут тянуть.
May I have a look?
Revelio.
Подожди, я, во-первых, пришел сюда лутануться. Короче, пацаны, мы изучили. Давай записочку. Ну тут, короче, базар про то, что полуволшебники, короче, грязнокровки здесь не должны быть. В Хогвартсе. Почти все люди кричат до того, как начинают корчиться от боли. Так ты, я смотрю, знаток этого заклинания? Да? Вот. Word in game. Big.
Looks like a spell book of some kind. This is incredible. A Hogwarts founder's possession. What an honor. Still can't believe Ominous never told me about his aunt and what she found.
What will you do with Slytherin's spellbook?
А где,
What I do with
кстати,
every book.
останки
Read it.
тетки-то?
Having professors as parents ingrained that habit early on. But I can do that later. For now, I say we explore this room. It's breathtaking. Revelio.
О, кофеек или что-то.
I don't want to
Слушай,
leave,
сюда никто не
but I
заходил,
owe you.
там очень
Both
много
of you.
лет.
Without both of you,
Типа пивко
we'd never
стоит,
have made it this far.
ждет всех.
We were lucky. We could have died. We must swear never to do this again.
Сейчас мы кое-что сделаем. Так, это у нас что? Блин, хорошая тема вообще-то. За место вот этого. Во. О, да ладно.
I see a way out.
Best news
О,
I've heard all
нормально.
day.
Нормально. Секретные проходики такие.
Ominous. About your aunt.
Please.
Revelio.
I meant what I said before. We swear, right now, never to engage in anything to do with dark magic again.
Не, братан.
Understood. I'm truly sorry about your aunt, Ominous.
Не-не-не-не, будем связываться.
I suppose after all this, I am grateful to know what happened to her.
Блять, да как вы
Thank you.
заебали, вы пиздеть будете целый час?
Revelio.
Скрипторий, ясно все. Ну, пойдем оттуда. Так и так. Нам сразу дадут дальше изучать или нет? Знатье. О. Вот куда мне надо. Давно я к ней заходил. Сейчас, короче, в кабак пойдем. Так. Вот начнем с этого. Да, смотрю только, блин. А кто подписался? Подожди. World in Game. Остальные, получается, свалили, да, нахуй? Кловер тоже, получается, свалил. Клевер. Ну, хоть на этом. Спасибо. Сейчас пивка, блин, сливочного нафигачимся. До блевотни. Ста. Есть еще продать? Не то. Ну так, кстати. Не особо много вещей тут. Слизерин? Не знаю, мне вот это нравится. Нормальный плащ. Чё по шмоткам? Поясни за шмот. Свитер. Охуенный. Не, вот это нормальная тема. Повседневная. Не знаю, мне вот это нравится. Нормальная тема тоже. Плащ. Да. Шарфов новых нет. Перчитули. Ну, такой все вообще ни о чем. А чёчи? А давай вот так вот, вообще пофиг. Шапуля. Ух ты, сутенерская. А это что такое? Ёптовая. Давай сутенерскую. Палочка. О, вот это прикольно. Ну, так больше ничего нету. Ладно, погнали. А, подожди, продать надо что-нибудь.
Take your time looking about. Plenty of wonderful books to stoke a curious mind like yours. Nothing like finding just the right thing, is there?
Угу. Так, стой, бро, стой. Продать надо кое-что. Все, вот эту шляпу оставлю, прикольная. Базара нет, братан. Зайду. Когда муж пошел за пивом, Ну, привет, подруга.
Hello, Serona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best.
Glad to hear it. I shan't ask for details of your little chat, and I'll refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be, whatever your plans.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something?
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favor for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stay with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion. An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. Ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends. You're welcome to take a peek inside, if you do find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aiden was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it. You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do.
Это что такое? А, с Поппи еще надо побазарить потом. Фига здесь заданий-то.
Revelio. Revelio.
Ну так вообще нам куда-то ехать надо.
Bardo Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has
Фига,
been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you
Занимается
might need
этим
help collecting ingredients for your Wiggamot potion.
садово-огородными
And she's
делами.
correct. My darling Aiden used to collect hawk lumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some hawk lumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
Believe it or not, I have some with me.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The traveling vendors
Всё
will be
есть
thrilled
у
to
меня,
replenish their stock of
хорошая.
Wiggenweld
Всё у меня
potion.
есть.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aiden died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aiden took ill when he was collecting hawk lumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the
Да,
cavern.
блин, начинается.
The cavern is in the hills just southwest
Иди
of
в
our hamlet.
пещеру, там
You can
пауки.
gather hawk lumps and collect the box of
Если
letters
тебя не
there.
убьют, то все будет good.
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed, and yet remain the same.
Thank you, Mrs. Bottle.
Thank you.
Спотл.
I'll be here if you are able to collect those hawk
Пойду-ка я
lumps.
от тебя нафиг отсюда.
And the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it.
Давай, моя хорошая, покеда. А, не, сейчас, подожди.
Highwing, go! This place has seen better days.
Да нифига.
Well, you! What do you think you're doing?
Let's play predator and prey, shall we?
На пещера там внизу.
Spellbook. Meet me in the Undercroft. I found something.
Да блять, сядь ты уже, ёбаный.
This must be the cavern Mrs.
Скажи,
Bottle
куда
mentioned.
чуханы делись?
Revelio.
Perhaps I'll find more hawk lumps while I'm there. Let's have a look around,
По-любому.
see if I can find that box of letters.
Ух ты ж.
That's all the hawk lumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased.
По-любому сейчас паучья тут будет.
Confringo. Revelio.
Either I'll have to fight that
Здорово.
troll, or avoid it altogether.
Expelliarmus. Potato. Incendio. Bombarda. Accio. Potato.
Баба.
Expelliarmus. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Potato. Stupid. Defendo. Confringo. Bombarda. Incendio. Accio. Potato. Stupid. Place. Expelliarmus.
А ну, стой. Блин, подожди. Да стой, ты ешкин кот.
Place.
Places. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Defender. Protector. Stupid. Sips. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Defender. Incendio. Bombado.
Обоссан. Просто обоссан.
Confringo.
Угу. И чё, белка? Really? Что это вы тут делаете? Да блядь. Иди-ка ты вот нахуй.
Revelio.
This must be Sorona's box of letters. I should take this box. I think that's everything.
А, все. Подожди, там же был выход какой-то другой. Бля. Ладно, потом зайдем.
Now just stop right there, or I'll make you stop. Levioso! Levioso!
Expelliarmus. Confringo. Places. Bombardo. Incendio. Revelio.
Готов. Ух ты, прикольно.
Oh, I do hope Mary and her neighbours aren't harmed.
I'll say it again. Can't thank you enough for helping to save the village from those trolls.
Hello, Serona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some hawk lumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
One of the letters mentions Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw.
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick?
It is. Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aiden. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand. And not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through... well, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aiden. Thank you, again, for helping her. And for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
I hate to see a creature get put down like that.
Так, Поппи,
Have no business in Hogsmeade.
This is a change of pace from our last outing.
Don't remind me. The thought of that tent still makes my blood boil. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing, they appeared to be goblin silver. I think a collar is precisely what we found at that poacher camp. I've never known poachers to use anything like that before.
The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing a collar, and Professor Fig was genuinely baffled by its behavior.
That attack always did strike me as a little strange, seemingly coming out of nowhere. Surely you aren't suggesting that the collars somehow control the poor creatures?
Exactly.
Merlin, I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg.
That's a good idea. We need to see this through.
I'll start looking into it right away. There was something else that I wanted to discuss with you. I didn't want to press it before. It seems I may have caused you more trouble with Victor Rookwood. Why is he after you?
Rookwood is working with Ranrock, and Ranrock is after something I found at Gringotts. Fig had a portkey that led us there after the dragon attack. It's a bit of a long story, and Fig had asked that I not speak of it yet.
Goodness. Well, that certainly helps to shed light on what we saw at the tent. Don't worry, I'll guard your secret as if it were my own. I shan't press for more details. In fact, I should probably be going. I'd like to track that dragon down as soon as I can. I'll let you know when I have news of her location.
Окей.
Revelio.
Folks still talk about you taking down that troll in the village circle. You certainly made an impression.
Так, здесь есть сундук какой-то.
Revelio. Accio.
Ага.
Hello, Hamura. Revelio. Lumos.
Mine now, demi guys.
Revelio.
Enough for helping to save it.
Pardon me, but were you saying something?
Oh, hello. Talking to myself. I'm Clementine, Willardsy, charmed. I was musing on the precious butterflies I see near the edge of the forest. Whenever I come near, they fly off into it. When I was at Hogwarts, we truly were forbidden from entering the forest. Told horrible stories about it, and I've had an irrationally intense fear of it ever since. It's silly, but I'm insatiably curious as to where the butterflies go in the forest. You couldn't possibly find out, could you?
You want me to follow the butterflies?
I do, yes, if you wouldn't mind.
What were the horrible stories you were told about the Forbidden Forest?
Oh, goodness, everything from students being mysteriously beheaded to terrifying spider dens. Ugh, trust me, you hear that at 11 years old, it sticks with you.
Very well. If I have time, I shall see where they lead.
Oh, how kind. Students these days have so much more courage than I ever did. You can usually find me right around here. I hope to see you soon.
Давай, Махаш.
Don't forget, the butterflies always seem to be on the fringe.
Это очередное тупое задание, ну-ка. Еще и в городе нельзя летать на метле.
There they are. She wasn't making it up. Well, we've come this far. Miss Willardsy might get an answer about these butterflies.
Да куда они летят?
Revelio. Lumos. Revelio.
Well, well. Look what we have here.
Ну, быстро относительно задания.
We'll talk about you taking
Oh,
down...
please tell me you have an answer for me about the butterflies.
Hello, Miss Willardsey.
Well, what happened? Did you find them?
They led me into the forest and revealed a treasure.
Oh, how lovely! I'm glad you were rewarded for your efforts. Perhaps one day I'll be able to bring myself to go into the forest. For now, I'm happy simply knowing there's something so lovely to see.
Запретный лес не для таких ебанашек, как ты. Хотя, может быть и для таких. Ну все, сейчас будем заканчивать уже. Ну все. Так, всем боу.